Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC U0155, indicates that there is communication loss between the passenger's microcomputer interconnected unit, MICU, and the gauge control module in the 2008 to 2012 Honda Accord. This communication is critical for ensuring that the gauge control module receives information from the MICU, allowing it to display accurate vehicle information like speed, fuel level, and engine temperature. The MICU is located under the dashboard on the driver's side, while the gauge control module is typically situated in the instrument cluster assembly. The failure in communication can result from various electrical issues, including faulty wiring, poor connections, or a malfunctioning component. It is essential to accurately diagnose this code to restore proper functionality to the dashboard and related systems. The U0155 error code indicates a critical communication breakdown between the passenger's MICU and the gauge control module. The passenger's MICU, or microcomputer interconnected unit, serves as a central hub for various electrical functions, including door locks, windows, and lighting systems. Its location behind the driver's side dashboard allows for convenient access to these functions. The gauge control module, vital for the display of vehicle metrics such as speed, fuel, and temperature, is generally housed within the instrument cluster. A failure in communication can disrupt this information relay, leading to gauge failures or erroneous readings. Understanding the roles of these components helps technicians focus their diagnostic efforts more precisely. Several potential issues could cause the U0155 DTC to trigger. First and foremost, faulty wiring connections between the MICU and the gauge control module are often the culprits. This could mean damaged wires, corrosion, or loose connectors that impede electrical flow. Open circuit issues represent another significant cause. An interruption in the circuit could be due to broken components or worn-out connectors. Lastly, a defective gauge control module itself could lead to communication failure, requiring replacement if it is determined to be non-functional. Proper identification of the cause is essential in efficiently resolving the issue. The symptoms associated with the U0155 code can manifest in various ways, primarily through the malfunction of the vehicle's gauges. Drivers may notice that essential gauges such as speed, fuel, and engine temperature are either inoperative or display incorrect readings. Additionally, you could observe warning lights illuminating on the dashboard, indicating potential issues with various systems. Intermittent failures are also a possibility, where systems may work sporadically before failing completely. These symptoms not only compromise the functionality of the vehicle, but also can impact overall driving safety, underscoring the importance of addressing this DTC swiftly. The first step in troubleshooting the U0155 DTC is to clear the Diagnostic Trouble Codes, DTCs, using the HDS, or Honda Diagnostic System. This process helps reset any transient faults that may have occurred, allowing you to gather fresh diagnostic data. Once cleared, turn the ignition switch to the lock position and then back to on, ensuring the vehicle is in the appropriate diagnostic mode. It is crucial to wait for at least 6 seconds for the system to initialize. After this waiting period, use the HDS to check for any DTCs again. If U0155 reappears, it indicates that the issue persists and further troubleshooting is necessary. While a lack of reoccurrence could point towards an intermittent failure in the system, the second step involves accessing the Body Electrical System Select menu from the HDS and navigating to BCAN Control Units information. Here, you will select the option labeled Check Connected Control Units, which enables the diagnostic tool to detect all control modules connected through the Body Controller Area Network, B CAN. It is essential to determine if the gauge control module is detected by the system. If the module is present, this confirms that communication infrastructure is in place and further diagnostics can proceed. However, if it is not detected, this suggests a possible failure in the gauge control module or related communication connections requiring further analysis. In this step, it's imperative to measure the voltage at the gauge control module's 32P connector terminals, specifically terminals number 16 and number 32. Using a multimeter, you will check the voltage between body ground and each terminal individually. This action is critical for affirming whether battery voltage is reaching the gauge control module appropriately. If there is adequate voltage supplied, this suggests that the wiring and connections are intact up to that point. Conversely, if voltage is not present, it indicates an interruption in the electrical circuit, necessitating further troubleshooting to identify and resolve the specific issue affecting voltage delivery. If battery voltage is not detected at the gauge control module, the next step is to turn the ignition switch back to the lock position. Following this, inspect the number 15 10A fuse located in the underhood fuse relay box, as well as the number 5 7.5A fuse in the driver's under-dash fuse relay box. These fuses are integral to powering various circuits related to the gauge control module. If both fuses are intact, you may need to diagnose the circuit for any high resistance or open circuit conditions that could be affecting electrical flow. If one or both fuses are blown, replacing them and checking for shorts to ground will be necessary before proceeding further. In this step, you will again measure voltage at the gauge control module's 32P connector, but this time focusing on terminals number 13 and number 17. These terminals relate to the signal ground, S ground, and POWI ground, P ground, respectively. Proper grounding is essential for the gauge control module to complete its circuit and function effectively. If voltage is detected at these terminals, both grounds are functioning correctly, which allows for an accurate communication path. However, if voltage is not present at these terminals, it indicates a potential grounding issue that must be addressed to restore communication and proper operation of the gauge control module. After completing all troubleshooting steps, it is essential to conduct a final verification to ensure that all repairs have successfully addressed the U0155 DTC. Begin by confirming that the gauge functionality has been restored and is operating correctly. Use the HDS to check if DTCs reappear. If the U0155 code does not return, this signifies that the communication issue has been resolved. Ensuring proper communication between the MICU and the gauge control module is critical for restoring dashboard functionality. Additionally, perform a test drive to confirm that the vehicle operates normally without any instrument malfunctions. This comprehensive final verification ensures that no underlying issues remain. To reduce the likelihood of a recurrence of the U0155 DTC in the future, implementing preventive maintenance practices is crucial. Regularly inspecting the wiring and connectors associated with the passenger's MICU and gauge control module will help identify potentially risky conditions before they lead to failure. Look for signs of wear, such as frayed cables, corrosion, and loose connections. Additionally, keeping an eye on the performance of the components connected through the BCAN network can help maintain the overall health of the system. If any components are known to be faulty or compromised, they should be replaced promptly. Consistent preventive maintenance can significantly enhance the longevity and reliability of vehicle electronic systems. In conclusion, addressing the U0155 DTC in the 2008 to 2012 Honda Accord requires a systematic approach to diagnosis and repair. The essence of troubleshooting begins with clearing DTCs using the HDS and determining if the fault is intermittent or persistent. Careful inspections of electrical connections, circuits, and components are vital to identify the root causes of communication failure. Each troubleshooting step serves to verify voltage presence, connection integrity, and proper functionality of critical components like the gauge control module. Implementing preventive maintenance will also assist in mitigating future occurrences. By following these steps diligently, technicians can ensure that the dashboard system remains functional, supporting vehicle safety and reliability. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.